Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to install a rear ASA on your First Strike FSC. So what this lets you do is basically run a tank off of the back of the FSC. It essentially just kind of sits like that. It's, not the hardest installation in the world. It is quite a few steps, so I'm going to show you how to do that. Do keep in mind, most of these steps can be done kind of in any order. There's not like a specific order of operations you have to do this in, but if you just do it in the order we show it in, it's guaranteed to work. So let's just jump right into it. So first, we're going to remove 4 of these tiny little screws that are in the back of the FSC. Once those have been removed, then you want to remove the entire lower of the FSC, and it's held on with 4 screws, 1 at the front, 1 at the back, and then 1 on each side. Once you've removed the lower, then there's this little O-ring that keeps the linkage arm attached to the trigger. You're just going to pull that off so you can pull the linkage arm off. Once the linkage arm is off of the trigger, then there's 1 screw that keeps the regulator assembly attached to the rest of the marker. You're just going to take that screw out and then remove the regulator assembly. Now you need to remove this little nipple, and you're going to use an adjustable wrench for that. And you want to replace it with the solid stem that came with your ASA. After that is done, flip the regulator assembly and you're going to see a solid O-ring. You want to pop that solid O-ring out and replace it with the O-ring that was included with your rear ASA. It's also a good idea to use a little bit of grease on this O-ring. Now, before you reattach the valve assembly, it's very important that you push the bolt all the way forward towards the front of the marker. That way, once you reinsert the barrel at the end, you're going to properly set the bolt with the sear. If you don't do this, you're going to completely reassemble your marker, and then when you pull the trigger, nothing's going to happen. Once that's done, you'll just put your regulator assembly back, and then reattach the linkage arm, and finally put that little O-ring on that keeps the linkage arm attached to the trigger. Then you'll take the screw and use it to reattach the regulator assembly to the rest of the marker. Next, you're going to take this little Allen key screw thingy, and you want to put it into the hole that, if you're looking at the back of the FSC, is on the bottom right. Once you have that in place, you're going to take this little O-ring that was included in the rear ASA, you're going to put that into the same hole, and you're going to apply a little bit of grease. After that, you can line up your rear ASA, and then you're going to use the 3 included long screws to attach it. So when tightening these 4 screws, it's important not to tighten one all the way down and then move on to the next one. You kind of want to tighten them all equally together. So tighten one a little bit, then move on to the rest of them, then just kind of repeat that process. That way it doesn't mess with the alignment. Once that's attached, then it's just a matter of reattaching the lower using the 4 screws. So yeah, there you have it. That is how you run a tank off of the back of your FSC. Or, you could do a remote line as well if you prefer. But yeah, if you wanted to run a setup like this, you just install your rear ASA and then you're good to go. So hope that was helpful. And if you guys have other suggestions on videos of like installs or fixes, stuff like that, let us know in the comments, and thanks for watching.